Hi guys, thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. For those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Catherine and I tell true stories. My story today is the part 2 of Is There the Existence of Ghosts and Jinns? And I had told you that while I've never met one, so I am not sure. But I have encountered some activity of which I'm not sure whether it was a ghost or it was my imagination. This activity happened in one apartment, a staff apartment that had a lot of activities going on as per the staff that were working there. And my story is about what was happening to the staff and this portrait and this cap. Watch to the end to see what happened. Now, in the Gulf, the staff who work in hotels most of the time, they stay in rented apartments. Like there is a first floor, second floor, third floors, and different apartments for ladies and gents. Normally they're shared apartments, but some people who have families have their own apartments. They don't share with the other staff. So it so happened that one man had a family there and he kept complaining about noises from upstairs made by the staff. He was a manager, but the staff on the next floor above him used to pull tables, move chairs, and especially at night. So he claims. But whenever he will talk to them, they will say that actually nobody moves any chairs. Nobody moves. I mean, no furniture is normally moved in their house at night. Everybody is normally peacefully sleeping because most of them had early shifts. So there was no way they would be up at midnight moving things around for what? And actually, it was not their personal house. So why would they be so bothered about the furnishing? They were guys anyway. So one day, the guy woke up in his own house where he stayed with his family and 2 kids and found his lobby rearranged. And rearranged not in a very nice way, but in a funny way. Like it doesn't make sense, Sometimes somebody can arrange a room and you wonder, what did you just do? Did you rearrange or rearranged? I mean, it's not attractive. That's how it was looking. So he asked his wife, what made you choose this style? I mean, the other style was better. And the wife was like, I thought you are the one who arranged this room. And they looked at each other like, are you trying to play a prank on me or something? The wife said, no, I'm serious. I think you're the one trying to prank me. I did not set up this room. Then the kid comes from the room, waking up. And he's like, there was a man standing next to my bed last night. Was it you, Daddy? But the man was very big. Was it Uncle? So they looked at each other and was like, they both asked each other, did your brother come? I mean, they're married, so maybe the sister or the brother to the sister or the brother to the husband, to the wife or the brother to the husband. And they were like, no, nobody came here last night. Well, they just looked at each other and kept quiet. And since none of them had rearranged the furniture, they just decided, okay, the prank is over. Let's put back our furniture the way it was. They did that. And the next morning, the same thing happened. The furniture was rearranged the same way. And they had been together the whole night. So they thought that there is some insecurity in the house. Probably the caretaker is playing around with them, and this means that this apartment is not secure. But they were very sure they had locked the doors the previous night. So that means that somebody has an extra key. Well, it happened that there was supposed to be some relocation of apartments for one reason or another. The staff that they used to complain that they were moving furniture above their floor had to be moved now to the floor below them because there was some, what can I call it? Some water problem on the above floor, as in pressure or things like that. Since the tank was down, sometimes the water had issues going up because of some pipe issues. I'm not a plumber, so I don't know so much about that. So this staff moved to the floor below the managers. And guess what? There was still noise. There was still noise of furniture being moved upstairs. And yet they had moved down. So this manager was like, no, there is something here, something more than just. Did you leave anyone in that apartment? They said, no, everybody moved out. And they handed the keys over to the caretaker. So the manager went to check, and sure enough, nobody had stayed behind. And nobody had an extra key to go back and start moving furniture. And the furniture was not even moved, it was just there. So what were those noises? Why were those noises? The manager realized that anytime the furniture and the noises will be heard, his kid will come in the morning telling him that uncle visited by his bedside, the normal big man. This scared them a little bit. So they decided that they have to put the Quran next to their kid's bed and in the lobby. There was peace. Nothing happened. The uncle did not visit that night, and there was nothing moving in the lobby. So what was that? Something evil. Something evil. If it was scared of religious objects, then it was nothing good. Now, let's come to the objects. As I told you about this portrait. This portrait, I don't know, it's just elephants. It was in my room, hanging on a wall with another portrait of Mount Kenya. I bought this at the airport when I was traveling. Two of them, even the cape, I bought it at the airport in one of those courier shops, duty-free things. So I put them in my room on the wall. And one night when I was sleeping, I heard it fall. Boom! Well, I just ignored that probably the hook has fallen off. But the hook was still intact. Well, I just returned it the next morning and assumed that it is the normal falling of hooks and everything like that. I didn't take it seriously. Then I had an early shift a few weeks later. When I returned the portrait, it did not fall again for a whole week. And when I had an early shift, I came back home at around 3:30 p.m. I was sitting in the lobby on my laptop, And then I heard in my room, boom! When I went to check, this portrait had fallen off the wall again. And I looked at it behind. The hook, this hook here is not loose. It has always been strong. And the hook on the wall also is not loose. It's very strong. And what was that then? And why did I have to be there before it falls? I mean, it had the whole day to fall. Or is it because it's so hot and so the wall is contracting? I mean, expanding and contracting, or what? I don't know. Maybe when I was switching on the AC, because it has been so cold, so hot, suddenly it gets cold, and I don't know. But that should happen to the other one of elephants as well. It was just this one. And imagine I moved with it. Isn't that crazy? I'm sure if it was some of you, you'll dump it there, throw it in the bin. But I came with it. It was like it's waiting for me before it falls. Then came to this cape. This cape was hooked also on a cupboard. You see how it is over here? This part was hooked on a cupboard. And so what happened is it just fell down. I was lying on the bed. I was not dreaming. And then I just see a cape fall down. Oof. The hook did not fall down, but the cape fell down. It means that something just jacked it off the hook. I left the room immediately. And I went to my neighbor's apartment and told them what is happening. They just laughed at me. They laughed at me. But you know what happened to them one time? One of them was lying on the couch, and when she woke up, she saw something standing next to her. Maybe she was making up a story, or maybe she was. We don't know. And then one day, I was sleeping, and I heard there was a big sellotape, this big sellotape, right on top of the cupboard, in a very nice position that it cannot fall. But one night, it just fell with a big thud. Boom! That the people in the next room were asking, what is that fell in your room last night? I just told them it was a sellotape. I don't know why it fell. It has never fallen for so many years, but this time it just fell. As if that is not enough. I woke up one morning and I thought I saw feet, Asian feet, when I opened the door. So I thought it was one of my housemates going to her room. When I asked her if she had just walked to her room a few minutes ago, she said, no, I've not left my room the whole morning. So what was that? And I don't understand why I did not see the body, but I just saw the feet. So I assumed probably she passed just fast. Well, this apartment was once occupied by Qatar Airways staff, and they just moved to the opposite apartment. Why did they move? I have no idea. I don't know what I was experiencing. Maybe it was my imagination. Maybe it wasn't. Some of you might look at me like, oh, what are these stories? Or normally they call them stories za Java in Kenya. I don't know what it means, but I guess fake stories. But this was the experience I had. I felt like it was stupid to tell people, but this was it. As if that is not enough, still I was lying on the bed. Either I was so tired. You know, when you wake up so early for an early morning shift, You come back, you sleep, feel so sleepy. It's like I saw the drawer move itself slowly, you know, just move a bit. Choop. Again, I left the house very fast. So those are the experiences that we've had about, so they say, ghosts. I don't know. I don't know whether it was my imagination, but the falling for sure is not imagining because it was obviously, you can see, you find things on the floor. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.